The Fayetteville Police Department has combined forces with local law enforcement agencies and community groups to form the Family Justice Center. The center's goal is to offer long-term recovery to victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse. Here to tell us more about the Family Justice Center is Lieutenant Tracey Bass-Caine of the Fayetteville Police Department.
The need in Fayetteville is that once a person is victimized, in order for them to get the correct services that they need, they may have to go to several different places throughout Fayetteville. And because of that, they get lost in the system. They feel like, the system is not working for them. So with the Family Justice Center, it's going to be housing a lot of different advocates in an effort to try to make it kind of a one-stop shop for victims where they can seek law enforcement assistance. They can do a report here. They don't necessarily have to go down to the police department. They can speak with victim advocates and other advocates throughout Fayetteville. They're going to be, helping us out here. Instead of having to go all over Fayetteville, they can do it right here in one place. The founders, in my mind, would be Chief Bergermine and Sergeant Kelly Berg. Those are the people who have made this possible for Fayetteville. Sergeant Kelly Berg, she's gone through different conferences, and she was at a conference and she heard about the Family Justice Center, and she's the type of person that has drive and tenacity, and you're going to listen to what she has to say no matter if you want to or not. And the chief couldn't help but listen to what she had to say, because when she opens her mouth, she has a lot to give. And she was able to convince him and to show him that we need this type of facility in this area. And the type of chief that we have, he's open to anything that's positive for the community, because he loves Fayetteville, and anything that he can do to better it, he listened. The name Family Justice Center is this same name that was utilized by the first Family Justice Center in San Diego, California. And the only difference we did was put Fayetteville in front of it and said the Fayetteville Family Justice Center. We want to keep true to, what it really was in the beginning. Of course, we have the Fayetteville Police Department. We're going to be primarily here as the law enforcement agency. Cumberland County has come on board, Hope Mills Police Department and Spring Lake Police Department. We have the Army CID, who are also going to be assisting us with the Army side of it. We have the Army Advocacy Center. They're going to be housing 2 advocates, I think, at this location. We have our own victim assistance personnel who would be here half-time, because she also has other duties throughout, the city that she has to deal with, and as well as with the care center. Legal aid is going to try to, help us out as well, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to do some type of teleconference with the magistrates, so the victims won't have to go down to the detention facility to actually take out charges on the suspects. If you just think about it, once a person is victimized, number one, they have to look that person in the face, the suspect in the face. And then if they decide to, contact the police, they have to rehash this to a police officer they've never met before, be it male or female. You don't know how many is going to be in the room for once. After that, they may have to go see the medical facility, Cape Fear Valley or wherever the hospital may be. They've got to rehash that story again. If they want to go to rape crisis, and it's just telling that story over and over and over again. It's making the victims relive that whole event over and over again. And that's what we're trying to alleviate. If we can get everybody together so they can get all of the services they need in one spot, that'll alleviate some of that rehashing of that same crime over and over again in their mind. Just imagine, being in a car accident and you're reliving that crash over and over and over again, the pain of it. That's the same way a victim feels who's raped. This is called the Belden Horn House. It's really one of the historic buildings within Fayetteville. So whenever the city decided to let us utilize the facility, we couldn't do anything structurally, but we did get I think it was 108 volunteers, and they came as far as Southern Pines, Benson, and a lot of people are here, right here in this area. But we had 108 volunteers that came in. We mopped, we cleaned, we washed walls, we tore carpet. So we really got the building in a position where we can actually come in and start, housing it. We still have some, little ways to go, but it is in a condition far greater than it was whenever we first came in here. we're looking somewhere to, in reality, probably the first part of October, I'm thinking. We had hoped for September, but September is coming faster than we really imagined. And, you know, getting the monies to buy equipment and furniture, it sounds pretty good whenever you're saying it, but when you have to get all those approvals from all the, you know, the people who make those decisions, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And we've got to get the whole building rewired for our computers and the phones and stuff like that. So it's going to take a little bit more time than we originally thought. I think it would have it's going to have a really, really great impact on Fayetteville and this area. And I think that once people realize what we're doing, I think we're going to have a lot more volunteers and a lot more people and a lot more organizations who want to get involved. So this thing may be bigger than what we, you know, first thought we wanted or realized it was going to be. I really think that the community is going to embrace it. If people within the community would like to get involved and volunteer their time, all they have to do is either contact myself or just come out to the Fayetteville Police Department, and we would have to do a background check on everyone, and they can just sign up and say, hey, I want to give some time. But what we're going to be looking for is people who can give a little long-term, you know, volunteer. We don't want somebody to come in today for 2 hours and then never come back. We want somebody that's going to, of course, be able to give some time probably every week, and they can just come down and contact, you know, myself or some of my other special victim unit detectives, and we get that paperwork filled out.